The hero launched the iron ball, putting all his agility into the strike, and the ball flew towards its target, sweeping away obstacles in its path. However, the old man wasn't ready to give up so easily. He activated his trick with long hands and directed them towards the opponent. The iron ball easily passed through the energy streams of the hands, leaving holy traces behind. The man saw this and expended all his energy to weave a shield in front of him, hoping it would protect him from the attack or at least weaken it. But all his attempts were in vain. Wei Chun's weapon pierced through any barriers, and the ball aimed to reach its target. Focusing the maximum chi into his last palm, Master Du managed to stop the swift movement of the ball. The metallic ball fell in front of the man, and he could finally breathe a sigh of relief. Emitting rage, the old man declared that no one could deal with him using such village methods as the hero had come up with. Wei Chun grinned and replied that it would indeed be amusing if he could defeat such a learned man with such a simple method. The guy then threw hundreds of similar iron balls at the master, who deemed them unworthy weapons. The old man cursed. He expected something like this from the youngster. His methods were too simple compared to the true martial arts expertise of Indu and his disciples. The man fell to the ground and tried to surround himself with a defensive energy dome. It would be the only chance not to let a single ball thrown by the youth through. The villain also took care to snatch a piece of stone from the ground, which could be used as an additional shield. Wei Chun's balls passed through the energy barrier and drummed on the surface of that very stone. The onlookers from Murim breathed a sigh of relief. This battle was incredibly powerful and no less significant. For the first time, people were exerting themselves to such an extent to overcome an opponent. The eldest from Murim said that in any case, someone among them would leave today. Now, Wei Chun was fighting against the elder master of the Four Emperors clan and the army commander, who possessed deep knowledge of martial arts and even some secrets. Indu was indignant. He couldn't believe that he was now fighting some kid. The master was used to considering himself the strongest and most experienced warrior, so this outcome did not please him. Frenzied, the old man made a few hand movements, raising chi around him. In front of the hero, at that moment, a stone block formed, which the man lifted from the surface to separate himself from the hero. Wei Chun considered such a trick funny. The master previously showed much more enthusiasm in attempts to defeat him. With one powerful strike, he smashed the stone block, and around it, stone chips flew and dust thickened. The hero decided that, for now, he could refrain from using his weapon. He approached close enough to defeat the opponent with a single punch. The old man prepared to defend himself. He was amazed at the youth's pressure and energy. It seemed that the guy used so much chi, but there was not a drop of fatigue in his appearance. The men's fists met. It was an epic moment, the strength of Wei Chun against the strength of Master Indu. The opponents were thrown in different directions, and where the collision occurred, a deep pit formed. The old man was in shock. Wei Chun confidently stood on his feet, enduring his blow. At the same time, Indu experienced incredible pain in his arm, something he hadn't felt in a long time. The more the teacher observed the guys, the more incredible the strength of his opponent seemed to him. But the master didn't want to die just like that. He intended to take the youngster with him. Indu released all his energy that supported his health. The master decided to act as decisively as possible and for sure. Accepting the challenge to a fistfight, Wei Chun used the strike of demonic venomous fists and rushed to attack the old man. The teacher infused all his chi into demonic whirlwinds and also rushed at the opponent. The spectacle that unfolded when two chi clashed was stunning. The two strongest men were defending their right to life and didn't allow their opponent to relax. The youngest of the Murim patrol watched the unfolding situation with his mouth open. it was amazing to see Wai Chun fight even without his metal balls. The old man in the hat noticed that they were now witnessing a clash of chi, something only well-trained masters could comprehend, those willing to die if they lost. The men's fists collided, and it seemed as if the world had shaken, such powerful were the sounds. Wai Chun didn't stop, he moved forward, smashing everything in his path. Dozens of fists broke through to the master and began beating him. The man couldn't hold his defense. Losing support and balance, Indu fell down, stunned by powerful blows. The hero, on the other hand, absorbed the energy backlash and tried to stand on his feet. He stepped back a few meters and managed to stop, leaning on the ground with his hand. The guy looked closely at the old man. He was still trying to grasp Wai Chun with the remnants of his chi. Gaining courage, the man directed all his energy into his fist, intending to attack the opponent. With a wild cry, he began to run towards the hero, hoping that this blow would be devastating. Their hands collided again, an explosion of incredible force resounded, and the earth trembled. The passers-by didn't know if anyone was still alive among the men, but they didn't hurry to approach the battlefield. The eldest, however, sat grimly, thinking about something of his own, while his companions expressed concern with their looks. The hand with which Indu struck lay on the ground. The force had torn it from the man's body when their energies collided. The man realized he had lost. He was broken and maimed. All that was left was for the master to ask Wai Chun to end him quickly. However, the guy surprised him. He didn't want to kill the opponent at all. The hero said that now he was just a body that couldn't harm anyone, so the decision about life or death entirely rested with Indu. Turning his back to the old man, Wai Chun asked him to leave this place quickly because strangers were not welcome here, and those who came without an invitation and with malicious intent were doubly unwelcome. Suddenly, a strange sound whistled through the air, and a hammer flew towards the battlefield. It ended Indu's suffering, cutting short his life and his desire for revenge against the one who humiliated him. Wai Chun was surprised that another opponent had arrived at the clearing. The guy was exhausted and wanted to rest from these endless battles. The old man in the hat opened his mouth in surprise. He knew the owner of this black hammer personally and was puzzled that they met here. The unknown took his hammer and gripped it tightly in his hand. This person had no intention of hiding, unlike his acquaintances. Before Wai Chun, Mak Shun appeared, known as the killer and soul buyer, as well as the vice leader of the hidden Murim clan. The Murim travelers whispered animatedly. They couldn't believe that Mak Shun himself had personally come to the scene of the duel. The youngest of the travelers questioned why the vice leader of the hidden clan came to the village Yun. Didn't the Murim leader agree that no one would disturb the settlement until Wai Chun personally came to him for an audience? The old man in the hat didn't know what to answer. He had the same information as the young man, but the word was taken by the eldest. The white-haired man explained that everyone felt fear from the appearance of this guy with incredible strength, and the leader realized the potential inherent in Yun Wai Chun. Most likely, Mak Shun was directed to the village Yun to recruit the guy by any means. These words surprised his companions, but the eldest continued. There were rumors that the leader received a gift, a peculiar poison. Yumadin, that's the name of this wonderful elixir, which is the absolute among all poisonous potions. The main condition for taking such a poison is the consumption of relations with partners at least once a month. If this obligation is not fulfilled, the body will be filled with energy and self-destruct due to the inability to retain or release chi. The travelers sighed with fear. They couldn't believe that the leader could give this elixir to Wai Chun. It meant that this could be the reason for his uncontrollable power. The elder said that, watching everything happening here, this conclusion is the only one that comes to mind. The men speculated that most likely, the leader wants to bring the guy closer to him, making him a partner for his granddaughter. Then he can control the guy's actions. Everyone thought about what their leader really was. Could he really do such sorcery? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave comments to help the new video come out as soon as possible. Have a great day.
Didn't even get to pause.